What is up, bros, and welcome to the All Bros Podcast. I am Jonathan.
Nah, I'm Caleb.
And we are a couple of aspiring filmmakers that love to watch and critique movies, but also enjoy a bit of the nerd life. This week on the podcast, we'll be talking about some adventures in hunting. Got a couple Star Wars / Mandalorian pops, as well as a mythical creature pop to talk about. With Blu-Rays, we got two new releases coming out this week. One pretty big one, and one I'd say like semi big one. I mean, I don't know if a lot of people went and saw this.
Yeah, this one was like at the ass end of like the theater going experience.
Yeah, no kidding. And then after that, we'll be skipping over, oh my goodness, this week's sneak peeks and what's in the box, because there is still absolutely nothing when it comes to those. And then after that, we'll be moving on to our main event of the evening, which will be our All Bros breakdown of Greta Gerwig's Little Women.
Hell yeah.
So what do you say we get started, Caleb?
Say let's do it.
Hell yeah.
I'm Brucker.
I'm Levi.
And together we co-host a movie podcast called Film on the Rocks. On our movie podcast, we like to have fun with movies, and we don't like to break down movies beat by beat, scene by scene. We like to talk about what was fun about them. So we talk about our favorite scenes, sprinkle in some trivia, we debate whether or not they deserve a sequel, and we also talk about some drinking rules that they can have, such as drink every time Vince Vaughn stuffs his face in Wedding Crashers.
Or something we call the Yoda Clause, which is every time Frank Oz jumps on a screen, finish your drink. You can find us on Google Podcast, iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, or really anywhere you can find podcasts, if this sounds interesting to you.
Yes, and we also love listener interaction, and we also like to take movie requests, so you could reach out to us on Twitter at Film on the Rocks, Instagram, Film on the Rocks Podcast, or email us at fotrpodcast@gmail.com. Hope to hear from y'all.
Give us a listen.
All right, so starting out with Adventures in Hunting, we got we got one Mandalorian pop coming our way, and it is, what is his name? Shit. Moff Gideon. I still haven't seen The Mandalorian, so I don't know who any of these characters are.
Yeah, Moff Gideon's pretty badass. You don't see him until like the final episode, though.
Well, shit, spoiler.
Whatever, are you ever going to get around it?
I actually was.
Uh-huh.
So, thanks, asshole.
Screw you.
So are you going to pick him up?
Probably not.
Rude.
It's just because, I mean, Star Wars isn't my thing. Like, I like Star Wars. I can, like, appreciate Star Wars in that it is. It's just, I'm more of a Marvel fanboy, so I'm going to go for Marvel stuff over Star Wars.
Fair. I am the same way.
And it's...
But I did try to get that, sorry,
I was just going to say, it's more, like, Marvel are more characters that I care about. I care about those characters a little bit more than I do the characters in Star Wars.
Fair. I'm the same way. You don't care about Jabba the Hutt?
Hell no.
What's wrong with you? Although I did try to get that Target exclusive R2-D2, because wasn't it supposed to be released yesterday, May the 4th?
Yes. If you listened to our episode last week, that is what we said.
Yeah. Sorry. But I guess, I don't know if it like sold out really fast or what, because it was nowhere to be found. But you win some, you lose some. Oh well.
I mean, if they even put it out.
Yeah, right. I only checked American Fork Target. I didn't check Orem. So maybe Orem had more to disperse out, but I do not know. Anyway, like kind of like what you said, like if it was a Marvel pop, I'd be like going all over the place trying to find it. But since it's Star Wars, I'm like, okay, I didn't find it at this location. Not really gonna go out of my way to try to track it down. All right, so next up with Star Wars, Amazon has announced the second figure in the Battle at Echo Base, and this is to celebrate the 40th anniversary of The Empire Strikes Back. The first was the Wampa. Wasn't that what it was?
Yeah. So that was the big creature that attacks Luke.
Yes. So this next one coming out is Han Solo. So I'm sorry, Han Solo with Tauntaun.
Yeah, and doesn't he have a lightsaber in this one?
He sure does.
Yeah, that one's cool.
It is very cool. And he is available for pre-order right now. And damn, he doesn't release till July 20th.
Doesn't release till July?
Yeah.
Bloody hell. Well, I mean, thinking about it, we're in May.
Yeah, so it's not that far away. But let's face it, considering the summer movie season is canceled, this summer's just going to drag on.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Until this quarantine's lifted, dude. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Utah did just go from level red to orange. So some businesses are able to start opening up under like strict guidelines. So at least there's that.
Yeah, I mean, I know that our state has. It doesn't mean our state should.
Okay, true. But hey, on the bright side, I want to say, I forget which one, but like hair places are opening back up here in Utah, so you can finally get a haircut, Caleb.
Oh, thank goodness. Yeah, I was actually considering going to one of the ladies in my mom's church.
Oh, there you go.
Cuts hair, so I mean, I'll give her a shot.
Hey, it's free haircut unless she charges for in-home.
No, she's like she does like hair stuff, so it's not free.
Oh, okay.
Sadly.
Damn it. Too bad, so sad. And then the last pop we got to talk about, and there's not a lot of pops to talk about this week. I guess they're coming out with a Kraken pop.
Hell
and
yes.
This looks pretty cool. But some people are pointing how they're complaining of how the Funko Pop isn't accurate to the depiction of the Kraken, and they're saying that it's too cute.
That was my big complaint about it too. It's blue.
Yeah, it's true. It is blue.
Ugh, I did not care for that. But I mean, I like the Kraken. So
just so you can say release the Kraken?
Yes. Dude, that might be one I keep in the box just so I can say that.
Oh my gosh.
Because I'm stupid like that.
If you ever decide to do like an unboxing on our YouTube channel, you have to do it on that pop. And as you're opening it, just be like, all right, releasing the Kraken.
Dude, that'd be awesome.
That would be so cool. All right, so moving on to Blu-rays, we got two new titles coming out this week. First up, we got Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. That's the whole title, right?
I thought they changed it.
No, that was only for movie theaters. The movie still has the full name.
Ah, that's so dumb.
Yes, I got it right. I like it, and I got it right. Yes.
So stupid.
So this one will be getting a Blu-ray and 4K release, and the Blu-ray and 4K are actually different covers, and I love it when studios do this. I think this is such a cool idea. So actually, I don't even know if either of these were the theatrical poster. I think the 4K is the closest to it, but the Blu-ray I think is its own thing. but both look fantastic. And then besides just the Blu-ray and 4K, it will be getting a Best Buy exclusive Steelbook, which I will definitely be picking up. Looks awesome. It's got Harley Quinn just laying down on a police car. And then the inside is Harley Quinn feeding her hyena.
Sweet.
Remember that scene in it?
Yes.
Yeah, right?
I freaking love that.
That's some awesome... yeah. And then the Target exclusive is kind of dumb. Where is it? Oh, where the hell is it? It's here somewhere. Where are you, Target exclusive? Why can't I find you?
Hey, no Christmas music.
I was hoping you would catch on to that.
Yes, I did. And don't make me come over there and slap you.
It's never too early for Christmas.
Yes, it is. It is always too early for Christmas music. Until the day after Thanksgiving and after the New Year.
No, sorry, man. I start listening to Christmas music November 1st.
You were a plague in this world.
I love Christmas music, okay? It's my favorite part of the holiday, so you can just suck my ass. And, yeah.
I really thought there was going to be some follow-up with that, but guess not.
Nope. So the Target exclusive, it includes exclusive packaging. So it kind of looks like a comic book in a way, the cover. It includes a digital comic, and I don't know why they have to include this on the sticker. On the sticker, it says, "This is a live-action movie."
Are you trying to...
You don't say...
They're trying to play Deadpool.
Okay, it's not working.
No, it's not. Don't try to Deadpool your way into being a good movie.
Wait, I thought we both liked Birds of Prey.
I mean... Actually, what did we give it?
I thought we gave it a decent review.
Birds of Prey, we gave a B-. Okay, so it's not, like, awful.
Yeah,
but
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, but still, don't try to become Deadpool. You're not going to do it.
And then towards the right-hand corner of the cover says Mind Over Mayhem.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Kind of dumb. I will definitely be getting the Best Buy exclusive Steelbook. But, you know, that's me with every movie, basically. If it has a Steelbook, I'm buying it.
Yep. Because Johnny Rose is a bit of a Blu-ray whore.
And you're a bit of a pop whore.
Not as much as you.
Actually, I haven't bought a Funko Pop in almost 2 months.
I mean, the ones in my box don't count. Because I'm trying to get rid of them.
That's true, they don't.
So I haven't bought a Pops longer than that.
I don't know, man. I'm actually thinking about getting out of the Funko Pop game. I don't know. I'm considering it.
What? Then what are we going to do with Adventures in Hunting?
Well, I'll still go out and hunting, go out hunting with you. But I don't know. I definitely want to. I'm thinking about selling some of my collection off and seeing if you want any of them. And yeah, because I just have way too many damn Pops.
Maybe you could free up space by taking them out of the box.
Don't say such nonsense.
You're so dumb.
But it's just a thought. I'm not saying I'm going to. It's just a thought that's crossed my mind.
That's a stupid thought.
Bitch. Alright, so the other release coming out this week besides Birds of Prey and the fantabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn.
Gosh, you could have just stopped at Birds of Prey.
Because it's not Birds of Prey. They're not even in it until the end of the movie. Spoiler alert. Sorry. The other new release is The Call of the Wild, starring Harrison Ford, and actually Caleb watched this a couple nights ago.
I did, and it was pretty good. I
was gonna say that's
it's pretty good. It's like I was telling Rose earlier. I appreciated that they didn't make the main dog Buck the only CGI animal. Other than horses, I think horses were the only like real creatures that they had.
I can accept that.
Yeah, and it wasn't like horses weren't even very prominent in it. They were kind of like they were in the background, so there wasn't like a focus shot of the horses.
Okay.
But all of the other animals, I think there was just mostly dogs and some wildlife. So some deer, elk, I believe some caribou. They all were CGI, and I really appreciated that because it just built a consistency throughout the movie.
Okay, really, I'm sorry. I just gotta add something before I forget it. Okay, did you watch Jimmy Neutron a lot as a kid? I can't remember if I've asked you that. Are you
I
thinking
know
about
exactly
the scene I'm thinking
what
of?
you're talking about.
the dad's like, woo, caribou.
Yep.
Yes, I love that we're on the same page. This is why we're bros. Oh my gosh.
I feel like that's one of the more underrated episodes.
Seriously though, I remember I even had the book on that episode, and I used to read that book all the time as a kid.
That's awesome.
Yeah. All right, sorry. Get back to what you were saying about the Call of the Wild.
That was pretty much it. It was just it built the consistency, like this. All the CGI creatures had that consistency through it. It kept a consistency throughout. It wasn't like, oh, this one's real, this one's not, and it was super obvious. Because I feel like when you do look at Buck, it is very obvious that he's not a real dog. And
yeah, I don't know, just watching the trailers again and just like the eye movements, I'm like, wow.
Yeah, so some of those were a little cartoony, so that if they didn't have the other animals be CGI like Buck, it would have distracted from the movie, but it just kind of like the movie set up the rules and it followed those rules. So it wasn't just Buck that was looking around like that. All the other animals were too.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, so it wasn't just
Okay,
Buck.
yeah, I actually really like that. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, so that I really enjoyed that. The story was pretty good. I mean, I'll have to kind of go through it in my mind and fill out our debate page on that for when you actually watch it.
When I do eventually watch it.
Yeah. I need to remember to do that more often.
Yeah, I do. I don't know why it keeps slipping my mind. I really got it. You know, I think after we record, I'm going to go through and do some more of those.
Yeah. I mean, I can figure this out once we're done, but I'm wondering if I can make it like a shortcut. So I have like a shortcut on my phone that I can just click on that and it instantly takes me to the debate page. Because I feel like that would be a lot easier for me to remember if it was like in my face.
That's fair. I mean, because I never grade them on my computer. I always grade on my phone.
Yeah. And
using like the Sheets app, it's pretty. I mean, it's pretty fast getting to the grades page. So,
yeah. Anyway,
moving on. So we don't got any this week's sneak peeks or what's in the box, just because nothing is happening. So what do you say we move on to our main event of the evening?
I say let's do it.
Time for the main event. It's main event time. Let's play games.
All right, so before we move on to our main event of the evening, we got a couple of questions/answers from our bros. Caleb, do you have those pulled up?
Hell yes, I do.
Sweet.
So for this question of the week, I didn't know the story of Little Women before coming into this movie, so I didn't really have a decent question to ask in relation to the movie. So what I decided to ask instead was just ask what is a book that you've read that hasn't been made into a movie that would make a really good movie.
Okay.
And we did get a couple of responses. So first up is from Kyle and Nick on Film at KN on Film on Twitter. They said The Long Walk by Richard Bachman, and their description of it was, in a near future, young men participate in a contest where they, in a group of 100, set off from point A until there is one left standing. Fall behind and you get killed by a group in a jeep. The winner never has to work again.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's kind of like a more intense Hunger Games.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting more so Battle Royale vibes from that.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Battle Royale?
I don't think I have, but I know about the story.
Oh, okay. It's bloody as hell. If you ever want to check it out, it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I just might. But yeah, I commented and said I'm not much of a runner, but I mean, I like those odds. I mean, if it means I never have to work again, count me in.
As long as I get to bring my inhaler, I think I stand a chance. Maybe.
Yeah. Our next response is from our friends over at Untrained Eye, at Untrained Eye Pod on Twitter. They said, The Chronicles of Thomas Covenant was a weird series of books I always thought would make an interesting movie. I always imagined Hugh Laurie playing the lead.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, so I asked him to give us a little description because we've never heard of it. And he sent me a little clip from Wikipedia. And it says, Thomas Covenant, an embittered and cynical writer afflicted with leprosy and shunned by society, is fated to become the heroic savior of the land, an alternate world. In 10 novels published between 1977 and 2013, he struggles against Lord Fowl, the despiser, who intends to escape the bondage of the physical universe and wreak revenge upon his archenemy, the Creator.
I'd say I'm intrigued.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, it kind of seems like it has everything. Just kind of like that underdog tale, alternate worlds. Like, just a battle between two powerful beings. I'm assuming, because the despiser and the Creator, I mean, how do those not sound like godlike?
Yeah,
things?
right. And I love it. I love a good underdog story. So
yeah, so I am very intrigued, and so much so I might actually start reading these.
Caleb read a book? What?
Hey, screw you!
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I read all the time, asshole.
I know you do. Comic books don't count.
Yes, they do.
I'm just kidding. They do. I'm just kidding. I know they do.
Forget you.
Hey, I'm just saying what my middle school teacher used to tell me.
Yeah, well, your middle school teacher lied.
She did. Actually, it was a dude.
Lying bitch.
I think.
Okay, our next response comes at us from 143 at Breaker6696. Okay. He says, book about mom and son chill out while having some Senka then. I will tell you how it ends soon. Wish me luck. Wait, what?
Yeah, I don't know, the way he says, I'll tell you how it ends soon. Wish me luck. It sounds like he's writing this book.
Yeah, it seems like it, huh?
Yeah.
What's some Senka?
I don't know.
It's S-A-N-K-A.
Should we find out?
I'm afraid.
Sanka?
S-A-N-K-A, yeah.
Is it a type of coffee? Yeah, it's a type of coffee.
It's a type of coffee?
Sanka is a brand of it's a brand of instant decaffeinated coffee sold around the world. And it was one of the earliest decaffeinated varieties.
Okay. So it's a book about a mom and son having coffee?
Decaffeinated coffee.
Decaffeinated coffee. All right. Next.
If you really are writing that, that's cool.
Yeah. Next, we got a response from Space Wizard Arjuna Fanzales. I hope I'm saying that right. Badass name. At Super Arjuna Butt. That he said Underground by Soulette Dreyfus and Julian Assange. I don't know.
Never heard of either of those writers.
Yeah, neither have I. So, yeah, thank you for that one.
Yeah, thank you.
And then we have another response from Mixed Media Forest Podcast at Media Forest Cast, who, if I'm not mistaken, might be the promo of this episode.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, he said, Eric Lustbader, the Ninja. The name says it all. This is the greatest novel of badass ninja mayhem I've read in my life. A martial arts master protagonist, an arsenal of ninja weapons, and mystical chi powers. And
I'm so sold. I'm in.
Yes, so am I. That sounds
Gotta
badass.
see this movie now. Yeah, right?
Anyway, our last response comes from our good friend over at Shit Happens When You Party Naked, Jason Almy. And this is from his personal Twitter, at Jason Almy. Ooh. And this one is a little vulgar, but it is funny, and I can't not read it in its entirety. So I will take the explicit marking that I'm going to have to put on this episode. Because it's freaking hilarious.
This is going to be fun.
Yeah, so he said the Quran.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and then he added on, he said, good luck casting Muhammad, motherfuckers. Yeah, I can't.
Let this go episode.
Do what?
No, wait, really quickly. Let this episode go down in history. That is the first time I've ever heard Caleb say the F word.
Yeah, but
Let this episode go down in.
It wouldn't have had the same effect if I didn't.
Oh, I know, but I'm just saying I've never heard you say the F word, so this episode's going down in history.
Yeah, but I mean, I say it a lot at work, just because people suck.
Caleb,
dude, I do. People blow.
What happened to the goody Caleb I used to know?
Yeah, he's dead.
I'm just kidding. Okay, well now I know that you have said the F word before. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I commented back to him
yeah,
and just said, "Okay, Muhammad, played by at Jason Almy."
Oh my god. Yes.
Hell
I pay
yeah.
thousands to see that movie.
Right? Oh, that'd be
Oh,
great.
honestly, I would pay I'd pay so much money to see Jason in any movie.
Ooh, freaking $1 million idea right there.
Yeah, right?
That'd be a great movie. Just basically him doing anything.
Honestly, he should create. I don't know why. I would honestly pay money if he just did like audible things of him reading books and just adding his own commentary.
Dude, that'd be awesome.
Right?
I would pay a shit ton of money for that. Anyway, so those are all of our responses. So thank you, everyone that answered our question of the week.
Thank you very much. Excellent answers.
Hell yeah.
All right, what do you say we get down to this breakdown of Little Women?
I think you used down one too many times.
And I think I used it in the wrong context. So,
I think you
yeah.
did too. But I get what you're saying, and let's do it.
All right. So, if you are new to our breakdowns, we spoil the whole damn movie. And, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I still have to write something down. Because we're recording this one a few days early, I haven't had time to write a little intro to the movies. So I'm just going
very good, man.
to spatter on like I usually do.
I like this idea.
So with
spatter away, Caleb.
With our breakdown system, we have split the movie into 8 different categories that we individually grade to come to our final All Bros score. It is a letter grade score, and then we also talk about the averages and whatnot and blah, 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 blah. And yeah, so we split it into writing, story, writing, acting, character development, effects, music, costumes, and then give it our own personal grade at the very end. So, with that, let's get into the story breakdown. And like Rose said, spoilers ahead.
Yes. All right, so in 1868, Jo March is a teacher in New York City. She goes to an editor, Mr. Dashwood, who agrees to publish a story she has written. Her sister Amy, in Paris with their Aunt March, sees their childhood friend Laurie and invites him to a party. There she becomes angry at his drunken behavior and he mocks her for spending time with wealthy businessman Fred Vaughn. In New York, Jo is hurt when Frederick Bear, a professional infatuated with her, constructively criticizes her writing and she ends their friendship. After receiving a letter that her younger sister Beth's illness has worsened, Jo returns home. 7 years earlier, Jo and her 3 sisters live in Concord, Massachusetts. At a party with her older sister Meg, Jo befriends Laurie, the grandson of their neighbor, Mr. Lawrence. On Christmas morning, the girl's mother, Marmee, persuades her daughters to give their breakfast to their poor neighbor, Mrs. Hummel, and her starving children.
Okay, I got something to add about that. So, obviously, I did not know anything about the story before seeing this movie, but I didn't either. I watched this with Brielle, and Brielle has seen the other versions of this movie, and I believe she's also read the book. So something that
she's quite an expertise then.
Yeah, so something that she noticed or that she knew about this movie. When Marmee came and was telling them about the poor family, it was actually originally the girl's idea to go give them the breakfast.
Oh.
Yeah, so it wasn't Marmee trying to say like, "Oh, will you?" It was their idea too. Which I probably would have liked a little bit more.
Yeah, I think I would have too, but I don't know the way they portrayed these sisters. I think it worked.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that like makes them any more. Yeah, I don't think it doesn't make them any less giving. I feel.
No, but it's more. it's more just the fact that they weren't eager to.
That's
and I think that felt like, even for someone that didn't know the story, because Braille didn't tell me that until after that scene. So
okay.
even before knowing that, it felt very odd for them to just kind of be like, okay, like what's that got to do with us, kind of thing, like that kind of attitude.
Yeah, I feel Amy was probably the most hesitant about doing it.
Yeah, it seemed like she was. Anyway, just something that Brielle told me.
No, that's interesting to know.
Yeah.
Huh.
I know. I wanted her to friggin' join us on this one, but she doesn't want to do that.
Yeah, I was gonna actually
podcast
just
with us.
dang it. Brielle. Should have made this episode that much more fun.
Yeah. Anyway, continue.
Where the hell was it? 1 second. Alright, so returning home, the girls find their table full of food from Mr. Lawrence and a letter from their father fighting in the American Civil War. Jo visits their Aunt March, who invites her to Europe. Laurie notices Amy standing outside, having been hit by her teacher for misbehaving in class, and invites her in before her family comes to take her home. Okay, so I was talking to Caleb about this earlier. We both agree that oh my gosh, I just legit
Florence
forgot
Pugh.
her name. Florence Pugh. She did a fantastic job at playing a younger version of herself. Like, especially when she's whining to the neighbors about, her teacher cutting her hand and how she can't go home because she'll get in trouble. Like, her mom's gonna kill her. She can never go back to that school. Like, she played it so well.
Yeah, Florence Pugh is one of the highlights of this movie.
She really. Do you know how old she is?
I don't.
She's 24.
24?
Yeah.
So she's our age.
She doesn't look it. Yeah.
That's so weird.
I know, right?
Dude, it's weird to think that we're gonna, like, whenever someone's like their early 20s, that it's like our age. Because anytime I see someone that portrays someone like that's 24 or 25 years old, I'm always thinking, oh, that's an adult. And then I realize, oh, wait, I'm an adult.
We're that old. Yeah. It's like, shit.
Yeah. I freaking love that stuff. But yeah, she did so good at...
she did.
And I was asking Brielle, like, throughout most of this, especially with scenes like that, I'm like, she is very dramatic. And then Brielle is just like, yeah, that's just kind of how girls are. And I'm like, oh, no. Like, I mean, I hope I handle it okay, but I don't know how I would handle that just over dramatization of something. Like, I understand her, like, freaking out and crying and being like, because her hand got bushwhacked.
Yeah, no kidding.
But it's just the crying that she's going to get in trouble when she gets home. That's what made me like, okay, come on.
Yeah.
Like, calm down. Like, she was even that, didn't seem like that she was even that upset about her hand.
No, she did not. I want to point out something that I don't think that they point out in the summary here that I feel was kind of like a crucial part to the story, and it just showed how Amy and Joe's relationship, how it was kind of bumpy when they were kids. And it's during a flashback when Joe and Meg go to a play that they're invited to by what's his name again?
Isn't that further into the movie?
Yeah, but is it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's further.
Okay, I'll bring that up then in a minute. My bad. Thank you. Shit, where was I? Gosh damn it. Okay, here I am. When Meg, Joe, Laurie, and John, Laurie's tutor, and Meg's eventual husband go... Oh, here it is. I'm dumb.
Told you.
Never mind. Okay. So when Meg, Joe, Lori, and John, Lori's tutor and Meg's eventual husband, go to the theater, a jealous Amy burns Joe's writings, deeply unsetting Joe. The next morning, Amy, wanting to make up with Joe, chases her onto a lake where Joe and Lori are skating. They save Amy when she falls through the ice. So, like after she burns her, like basically her whole book, and she comes home to it, and she's just like bawling. You completely understand why she's so broken up about this, and the mom's just like, you gotta forgive her. You gotta forgive her. I can understand why Joe really did not want to forgive her.
Dude, I get that too. Like, if you're writing a novel and someone burns it up, and first off, her apology was bullshit.
Seriously.
When she says...
She's like, I wasn't sorry then, but I'm sorry now.
Yeah, when it's more... It's just like, when she was talking about regretting what she did, I'm like, bitch, you burned each individual page. Like, I understand.
And she didn't just like...
Yeah, she did.
She didn't just throw it into the fire. She watched that shit burn page by page.
Yeah, like a freaking psychopath. Yeah, the whole "I wanted to hurt you like you hurt me" thing is taking her book and throwing it into a fire bin, not burning each individual page and watching it burn. That is freaking Joker shit right there.
Oh, seriously though.
But yeah, like the apology was bullshit. And like
it really was.
I kind of, for a boy that was raised with only boys in the household, I'm the oldest of 3. I don't understand that, the wanting to hurt them like they hurt you kind of thing. My brothers and I, when we got upset with each other, or whenever one of us got our feelings hurt or whatever, we handled it immediately by physically getting into an altercation. And it wasn't some like petty bullshit. It wasn't like some like, oh, I burnt something you enjoyed or ruined your clothes. It's just like, no, I'm going to physically hurt you. And then we were
the way it should be.
And then we were fine. Like, yeah, we were like cleaning up a couple scrapes and bruises afterwards, but after that, it was done. I can't get in the mindset of being like, I'm going to do something so petty to hurt you. So,
girls, man, girls.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of put me on the fence of what kind of kid I want, or what gender kid I want to have next. It's just like, because right now I'm just like, I love having a girl, and I'm like, I just want another one, but I'm also like, I also don't want to deal with the bullshit. So I'm like, I think I'd be okay with a boy. So we'll see. But anyway,
all right. So Mr. Lawrence invites Beth to play the piano in his house as she reminds him of his late daughter. In the present, Lori visits Amy to apologize for his behavior. He urges her not to marry Fred, but to marry him instead. Though in love with Lori, Amy refuses, upset at always being second to Joe. I thought that was such a powerful moment.
Oh my gosh. And that was in the, when she was in the painting room, right?
No, this was when she was like in like that black dress in the garden.
That's right.
Yeah.
That was a intensely powerful scene.
Like that scene alone is just a credit to Florence Pugh's acting. I can understand why she was nominated for Best Supporting Actress.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Lori was interesting as a character. So, apparently in the other ones, so like the other movie, Christian Bale plays Lori. And
what?
Yeah, and Brielle says that in that you really don't like Lori, but he's supposed to be like how Timothy. How do you say his last name?
Timothy Chalamet?
Chalamet. Yeah, I'm just gonna say Timothy.
I think that's how I say it.
It's how
Okay.
It's supposed to be how Timothy played him, where he's likable, but he does some douchey shit. And in
Okay.
like from what Brielle says, because I haven't seen the other Little Women, Christian Bale was just flat out douchey. Like there weren't any scenes where you liked him.
I think it's actually Chalamet. My
Chalamet.
bad. Yeah, I think so. I
Okay.
think that's how I say it.
Anyway, yeah. So that's something that I appreciated that he was supposed, because I was talking about that like halfway through. I'm like, I can't get a read on Laurie. Like, there's some times where I'm like, oh yeah, I like him, I appreciate him, and then there are other times I'm like, what the hell, asshole.
I never honestly truly hated his character. I was just kind of like indifferent with his decisions.
Yeah.
I never fully hated him, though.
Yeah, I never hated him, but I never liked him either.
Fair. Boo, shit, where was I? Gosh damn it. Oh, there it is. Alright, so Amy later turns down Fred's proposal, only to learn Laurie has left for London. In the past, Marmee learns the girl's father is ill from the war and leaves to visit him. Mr. Lawrence gives the piano to Beth, who contracts scarlet fever from the Hummels. Amy, who has not had the disease before, is sent to stay with Aunt March. Marmee comes home early when Beth gets worse, but she recovers in time for Christmas, and their father returns home. In the present, Beth's condition worsens, and she dies. That was freaking hard.
So this is,
I cried.
we need to clarify a little bit that there's a lot of back and forth in the timeline.
Yes, there's a lot of jumping around in this movie.
Yeah, it's a 7-year back and forth. So, yeah, in one instance, it was her, where she initially got sick. That's when she recovered. And then the 7 years later, Joe comes down in kind of the same situation, but then Beth has passed.
Yeah.
And
God, I was hoping so bad that she was going to be sitting at that dining table.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, when so I mean, for me, when Beth was entering the cabin, I didn't think anything of it. Because like I said, I didn't know the story before this. So I didn't know that Beth ends up passing away.
Yeah, I didn't
but
either.
Brielle, she said that was a very, like, the way that they shot that was just a very emotional, because she, who knows the story, she knew what was going to happen, like what the result of that visit was going to be. And I'm like,
Man, I think that
like, for me, it just felt like, oh, she's going into this cabin to help these people, and then later it's just like, oh shit, that came to bite her in the ass. And then for someone who knows, it's still like that they shot it in a way that it was still impacted the person that knew what was happening.
Yeah, honestly, and this kind of just takes me back to the scene on the beach with Joe and Beth, and just how wasn't Beth telling Joe that, like, oh, I want you to literally read your stories to me till the day I die.
Yeah.
And she's just like, don't talk that way, and she's just like, it's sadly inevitable, it's going to happen, and I don't like to look at it as, I forget all that she says, but like literally the way that she explains death is like honestly beautiful. And
yeah,
just I got teary-eyed when Joe came down and Beth was sadly not there.
That was rough, and I appreciated that they didn't overdo the sadness of that, because I felt like they could have gone like super into the mourning and just the crying and all, just this just sadness of it. And they did. I mean, they got into it, but they didn't overdo it. Like, I feel most most movies do. Like, if you think
really
back
do.
to like Spider-Man, when Uncle Ben died, it was a whole freaking ordeal. But with this, I think it was handled very classy, where it was just, you had that initial shock, sadness, and then funeral, and then it was just the mourning of the family. So, like, just the sadness that they feel, and like, oh, I wish this person was, like, I wish Beth was here, and it's not the same, like, that kind of deal. Not like a whole crying montage.
Where was I? Sorry. So in the past, on Meg's wedding day, Joe tries to convince her to run away, but Meg says she is happy marrying John. Aunt March announces her trip to Europe, but takes Amy instead of Joe. Yeah, that was honestly heartbreaking. That was really sad.
Yeah.
After the wedding, Laurie admits his feelings for Joe, but she insists she does not feel the same way. Now, I love how she points out that he's not the only, like, it's, like, yeah, she doesn't feel like, like, necessarily an attraction to him, but also she doesn't really see herself getting married at all.
Yeah. I really like, and it was something that, what was his name? Dashwood and her kind of got into at the end.
Which one?
The publisher.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Dashwood.
Yeah. It was something that they kind of got into. It wasn't that she wanted to, like, when she did admit her feelings for Laurie, she didn't, or when she was talking about her feelings to her mother was the one that was just like, you don't love him. Like, it's, you've never like, that's something you've never wanted. And what's your deal now? And then it kind of got like built up to a place where she had to be honest with herself, where she's just like, I'm lonely, and kind of had that fight with herself. And it was, I really thought that was like a powerful thing too.
What was her mom saying? Because her mom kept asking, "Do you love him?" But yet she was saying, I forget like what she was saying. She's just like, I feel I could learn to love, or like something like that.
No,
and her mom's just like, well, that's.
She wants to be loved, is what Joe wanted.
Yes, that's what it is.
She wants to be loved, but she doesn't love him.
Yeah,
and
her mom's just like that. That's two very different things.
Yeah,
and her mom's completely right.
Yeah, being loved and being in love are very different. And yeah, and I'm glad that they didn't go a Joe with Laurie route, because I feel like knowing that information, you would have kind of felt bad for Laurie.
Seriously.
Yeah, but the way that they went,
I agree.
With Laurie and Amy, I kind of had the feels for Amy a little bit, but it was also kind of like Laurie was kind of putting his feelings aside for Joe and realizing, okay, this isn't ever going to happen. And they did some good things with Laurie. Like, the first time you see him interact, like when you see them bring Meg home after she sprains her ankle, like, they did a really good job at making him seem sad, like lonely.
They really did. They did such a great job building up Joe and oh my gosh, I already forgot his name again.
Laurie.
What's his name again? Laurie. They did a really good job building up Joe and Lori's relationship. I don't know why I can never remember his name.
Yeah, I can't either. It's not that hard of a name.
Shut up. Hey, at least I remember the 4 sisters' names, okay?
Oh, yeah, they're the 4 main characters.
Shut up, okay? Kiss my ass. You know, even better, suck my nipple.
Oh my gosh. You said you were never going to say that to me again.
Brought it back.
Yeah.
All right. In the present, Marmee reveals that a devastated Amy is returning home from Europe with a sick Aunt March. Joe wonders if she was too quick to turn Lori down and writes a letter for him. Preparing to leave, Amy tells Lori she turned down Fred's proposal. They kiss and later marry on the journey home. Lori and Joe agree just to be friends, and Joe throws away the letter she wrote him. She begins writing a novel based on the lives of her and her sisters, and sends the first chapters to Mr. Dashwood, who is unimpressed. Pierre turns up at the March house on his way to California. I don't know if I just pronounced his name right. Bear? Wasn't it Bear? Bhaer?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, Bear. In New York, Mr. Dashwood's daughters demand to know how Joe's book ends. He agrees to publish the book, but finds it unacceptable that the main character is unmarried. Joe amends her ending so that the main character, herself, chases after Bear and stops him from going to California. She negotiates copyright and royalties with Mr. Dashwood. Later, Joe has inherited Aunt March's house and opened it as a school where Meg, Amy, and Bear all teach. Joe observes the printing of her book titled Little Women. I really thought that was cool that she watched the first copy of her book being made.
That was way cool. I really liked the it's odd that Mr. Dashwood, he read the story initially. I thought it was odd that he couldn't, he thought it was boring and everything, but it was something that he himself is witnessing. I mean, it's obviously not from the perspective of his girls, but that's what he's living. He's living the father role of this Little Women story.
That's a good point.
So I kind of felt like it was hard to believe that he couldn't relate to it or thought it was boring because he has 3 girls of his own. And yeah, I mean, I have 1 girl. I mean, it's just something that you can relate to, and I don't see how a story like that would end up being boring to him. But I did like that it was his girls that were pushing him to get the book published.
Yeah, I really appreciated that part. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was great. As soon as I saw the 3 girls, I'm just like, oh, he's publishing the book. Even before the girl said anything.
It's sorry, man, there's no fighting it. You're publishing this thing.
Yeah. But, I mean, Joe freaking nailed it on the head with who her target audience was. It's young people. Young adults, older children. So, I mean, I really appreciated that. And I really appreciated the negotiation, too.
Yes, that was awesome.
That was so cool. Dude, after watching the way, because, I mean, with the scene with Joe watching the first book get made, I really want to learn how to do that.
Dude, I do too.
Yeah, I love the old
so
style.
Freaking awesome to watch.
Yeah, I love the idea of the old style of building stuff. like just making things. Like I really want to try, just because like woodworking's my own personal hobby. I want to learn how to do stuff like their furniture, where it's like just the fancy, elegant legs and the nice embellishments. Like I want to know how they do that. Like I want to learn all of those different processes, and now I want to learn how to make the books. Like I think that would be freaking awesome.
That would be legit. I honestly want to read the book now. I really do.
Yeah, that might be one I add to my list. I have my list of books and I have my list of movies.
And then your list of comic books, right? Unless you count comics with your books.
No, I count the comics with my books.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but anyway, how did you think the story was?
I thought the story was nearly flawless. These characters just the relationship between the sisters, the hardships that they went through, just everything was near perfect in this movie. Like I am so freaking high with the story.
I'm trying to think of any issues that I had. Honestly, I don't know where to put this in, but the biggest issue I had was the following around with the time jumps.
See, I never had that problem because I could always tell when it was present and when it was past.
Yeah, but I could too eventually. It's just like the first scene, it's just with Joe's hair. It's just like it's the same length, and then when they were jumping back and forth, the biggest difference was Amy's hair.
Yeah,
so
that's
how
bangs, though.
Yeah, that's how I was able to like do the back and forth and figure out what's what or what when is when. And then when Joe cut her hair, it was just that much easier.
Okay.
And it's just once her hair grew back out, that's where the time jumps got a little more confusing.
It's like you had me and then you lost me again.
Yeah, like there was a lot of moments where I'm like, wait, what the shit? And then I'd see something that would be that like trigger to be like, oh, this is in the present or that's in the past. And then I'd be like, okay, so now everything makes sense.
So like, should that be like in like an editing aspect? Just because maybe they should have like, I don't know, edited it.
I feel like the story
better?
kind of envelops the editing a little bit because it's
all
just
right, fair.
like if you think about it, like the story that they're telling, it is the going back and forth in time.
Yeah,
and that's just kind of how they edited it.
True.
So I mean, the only way that I would make editing its own category is if we saw it unedited. But obviously we're never going to get to see that. So this is like the story being edited. So that's kind of why I'm thinking this is where it goes.
Okay, so then what are you sitting at?
I'm still fairly high. I'm in the higher 80s though.
Ooh, shit. Okay.
Like I'm sitting around 87, 88.
Can I talk you up to an 89?
I think you can talk me up to an 89.
Dope.
Cool. Then next up we got writing. So this is where I think it really shines.
Yeah, fan-freaking-tastic.
Yeah, like, and this is just for in general. I think like the story, it's just the way that the story was told, and then I think the writing also kind of envelops the story as a whole. If you were to put it in chronological order, and then like also the dialogue and everything. So the reason I feel the writing is really high is because if you forgive everything that the editing got wrong, this is where it's like, it's fine. Like the back and forth. Everything felt very fluid and natural.
Really, especially the writing between the sisters when they were younger.
Yeah. Like, like some of my favorite scenes were when they were all together, where it's just chaos, where it's so hard to like follow along. It's just it's craziness, and I remember like being younger. Anytime I was around more than one or two girls, shit just got weird and crazy, and you're just like you're just like taken off guard by everything that they say.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, like don't you agree with this, Caleb?" And I'd be like, yeah," not knowing what the hell they said. And I can't say I'm much better about that now. But still, it's just, girls are confusing and it's just chaotic when they get together and just start talking, and they portrayed that really well.
They really did.
And I think that's just a testament to the writing and the acting.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So where are you at with the writing?
What are you sitting at? I'm at like a 95, dude.
I can give you a 95. Easy.
Hell yeah.
All right, next up we got acting. So I think we're going to grade the 4 girls and Lori.
Yep.
Sweet. So who do you want to start off with?
You want to just go down the list, starting with Saoirse Ronan?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, perfect. I'm pissed that she lost for Best Actress because she was incredible.
Who'd she lose to?
Let's find out, shall we? Damn it. Son of a bitch. Does it show me the list of winners? Here we go. She lost to Renee Zellweger.
For what?
She was for her role in Judy.
I haven't seen Judy, so I'm probably going to have to watch that to justify this loss.
Yeah, right?
We're going to have to pull in 1917 with Endgame and watch Judy.
Oh, seriously though.
Yeah,
but yeah, she was fantastic. Honestly, my favorite scene with her is the part where she is in her old room with her mom towards the ending of the film. She's just talking to her mom, just saying like how she's sick and tired of everyone thinking that love is all that a woman is good for, that they don't have minds, that they're not, they can't like step up to the plate, they can't do like certain jobs, and she's just so sick and tired of it. And oh my gosh, her acting is so amazing in that scene, like how emotional she gets about this subject. It's remarkable. It's a credit to her work as an actress.
It is. And the kicker with that is that it's not just she is sick and tired of all that talk, but she's also kind of falling for it. That's like,
that's true.
She's sick and tired of being told that that's all that women are good for, but that's also what she wants. Like, she's fighting against the hierarchy and being like, women are more than this, but this is also what she wants. Which I think is a really good lesson that I don't think, like, because they addressed it later. I feel when Meg was getting married, when they cut to that, and it, like, so the conversation where she's saying that where she's sick and tired, that was in the present, and then the Meg's wedding was in the past, and her saying like she doesn't like need that, and the importance of Meg saying like just because it, like this is my path, this is what I want, and it's not more or less important than what you want.
Yes, that scene, I thought Emma Watson was incredible with her delivery there.
Yeah. And I mean, sadly, I think like this isn't saying a lot. Well, I mean, I guess it kind of is. That, I mean, I have a number of like where she fits in but I think out of these 5, she's like one of the lower performances for me. And that's a good thing because everyone is so freaking high.
Okay, I was gonna say, like, we about to throw some hands here, bro.
Yeah, but it's just kind of, it's saying that she's one of the lower of like some of the best, if that makes sense.
No, okay, all right. I mean, I don't know. I mean, she's closer to the top for me, but that's this is me.
We'll rank what we think at the end.
Okay, deal.
Okay, so first off, Saoirse Ronan. What are you sitting at?
Definitely in the 90s.
I can agree with you there.
Okay, what are you thinking then?
I'm in maybe the lower end.
Like 93?
I was thinking 92, 93, yeah. It's about where.
Can you give me 93?
I can give you 93.
Sweet.
Yeah. She was excellent. She was absolutely excellent. The minor gripes that I have with her are just so insignificant. It's just, overall, she did do really well. It was just the only parts where I felt, and this just goes for everyone, it was a lot with the scene where they were taking the breakfast over to the poor family. It felt odd that they were, like, it just felt awkward that it seemed like they were hesitant about it.
That's
especially
fair.
being told afterward that the girls are very charitable people. Or they're supposed to be in, like, original writings.
All right, next up, we got Florence Pugh, who played Amy March.
She was amazing.
She really was. This was the first movie I want to say that I have seen with Florence Pugh.
Yeah, I would have to go through her IMDb.
Can you think?
To come up with something else, but she was great.
She was remarkable.
I don't,
like you said, like sorry, go ahead.
I'm trying to think of like I said, this is the issue I had with all of the girls was the charity scene. That was the only issue I had with her.
Dude, same. Yeah, that, like you said, that's with like every one of them.
Yeah, and the scene between her and Lori when she was talking about giving up her dreams of being an artist was insane. Because I felt like she is one of those like head in the clouds kind of people.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Not really like down to earth shit, like kind of like how Joe is, just not super down to earth. Doesn't really think about like the realism of the world, but she does when she's just like, or when Lori's like calling her out and being like, "Oh, you don't really love, what's his name, John or Frank, whatever his face is.
Oh, yeah, John Brooke.
No, not John Brooke is Meg's husband.
Oh yeah, sorry. Okay, wait, who are you talking about?
The one that she was going to marry.
Oh, crap, what was his name? Oh, shit. Okay, keep talking and I'll get back to you. 1 second.
Yeah, anyway, with that scene where where Laurie calls Amy out for not really loving him or just going with him because he's rich, she's just like, yeah, and then explains all the reasoning why she has to do it, and saying like, I need to provide for my family, and talking about all the things that she doesn't get to do or can't do because she's a woman, and talking about how even if she did have money, the second she got married, it's instantly her husband's money, and all this other crazy stuff. I was just like, oh shit, Laurie got hit with a truth bomb.
Seriously, going off that money thing and how she pointed out when she has kids, they're not her kids, they're her husband's kids.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, damn. And that scene actually hit me a lot harder than Saoirse Ronan's. So for that, I'm probably going to put Florence higher. Not much.
I mean, I'd have to...
Not much higher. So I'm like 94, 95. But
okay, I mean...
higher.
Okay, no, I mean, I can definitely agree with you. I mean, to me, I thought Saoirse Ronan's part about, like, you know, like, that's all a woman's good for, that was more powerful to me. But I do agree with you that Amy's monologue towards Laurie was outstanding.
Yeah. So where would you put Amy?
Okay, you said a 94, 95, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, but where would you put her?
I'll give you a point higher than Florence. Yeah, Florence. No, I'm
like,
sorry.
no, where would
you
you personally put her?
Oh, where I would say she's probably like maybe a couple below Saoirse Ronan, so I'd give her like a 91.
91. So
but
why don't we
I can give you a 90.
Well, okay, we need to think about this though, because it's not just mine. Like, it's kind of a combination. So if you think she's a couple points lower, and I think she's a couple points higher, should we just give her a 93?
Yes, let's do that. I like this idea. Oh, and his name was Frederick.
Yeah. Wait, no, that was the professor that
what
Joe didn't like.
Well, shit. Wait.
Whatever.
Well,
I don't care. I don't care
that
what his name is anymore.
I swear it said that she was going to marry Fred.
I don't know. Whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah, okay. Next up, who do we got?
Next up we have Emma Watson, who played Meg March.
She was good.
I'm gonna take a guess. She's your lowest rated sister.
Actually, she's not.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
Shit. I thought she was gonna be your lowest.
And like I said, we'll get into it once we rank them at the end. Because I think my list will intrigue you.
Yeah, I'm very interested.
Yeah. So with her, she really needs to work on her American accent.
That's fair. I honestly didn't even expect her to use an American accent in this movie.
Either.
I don't know why. So, like, when she started talking, I'm like, wait, what? Why?
Dude, it's so odd. Like, we watched, me and Brielle, we watched The Perks of Being a Wallflower a little while ago. and she's in that, and she does an American accent in that too, and it's not good. Like, she is really not good at doing an American accent.
I feel she tries.
Yeah, and then and it was so weird. Like, when they were up in their, like, I don't even know what it's called, but their, like, little den upstairs and talking in the fake, their quote unquote fake English accents, and I'm like, everyone just sounds better.
It was their attic.
Yeah. I'm like, but seriously, it's just like Joe sounds better. Freaking Emma Watson sounds better. Florence sounded a little bit better. Is Florence American?
I think she is.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was just so weird, like hearing her talk in an American accent, because her British, her British accent was coming out hard. So, yeah, for that I might have to dock a little bit.
That's fair. I mean, I think the standouts to me with Emma Watson's Meg was any time that her and Joe were matched together and were having a heart-to-heart.
Yeah, those were some really good moments. Yeah, she was also a difficult one at times. Like when she spent the money on the fabric for that dress.
Yeah, $50. Damn.
Yeah, it's just, especially, like, she felt like the frugal one.
Yeah.
And she wasn't being that. Like, she didn't seem like the type of person to give in to peer pressure, like, throughout the entire movie. And so that one scene, that's more of a character thing than anything.
It's true.
But, yeah, it just didn't feel like her. Like, it didn't feel like a Meg.
Yeah.
So, I mean, with that, I'm not going to dock Emma for that. I'm going to dock for her not great American accent. And
question is, how much docking are you going to do?
She is definitely lower than Saoirse and Florence. I mean, for me, she's in the high 80s, low 90s.
I was thinking like a solid 90 for her.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm like more towards like an 88. So you want to meet in the middle at 89?
89? Yeah, I can do that.
Cool.
All right, next up we got Eliza Scanlon, who played Beth March.
She didn't really talk all that much.
I mean, but I feel that's kind of her character. She is the youngest one.
She's the youngest and the quiet one.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'll give her that. I don't know. It's hard to grade her.
I feel like towards the ending, I feel her acting like more so started to showcase. I mean, I know this is like messed up to say, like more so when she was sadly starting to die.
Yeah.
Just like that scene alone with her and Joe just sitting on the beach, that's probably, I think, her best moment in the whole movie.
Yeah, it was a pretty good moment, but it wasn't up there with the rest of the girls.
No, I'll definitely agree with you there. But I think overall for I mean, like, I haven't read the book, so I don't know if Beth has like this small of a character, because she definitely does have the smallest like not character development, but the least to do out of the four sisters.
Yeah.
You know, I feel Eliza did the best that she could with what you know she had to go off of.
I'll give you that. But, I mean, even with what she was given, I think it was definitely the weaker performance. And I think that just has to do with maybe not having the same connection that she had with her co-stars.
Okay, that's fair.
I feel like if she's playing the quiet one, she needs to kind of be she's the quiet one on set, I would assume. So maybe she...
I don't know, I'd have to watch some like behind the scenes stuff for this movie.
Yeah. So, yeah, but she's definitely the weaker of the four. So for that,
So like, are you still in the 80s?
I'm still in the 80s. I'm just mid to low.
Okay, what about, I'm thinking like 84.
I can definitely do 84.
Perfect. All right, and because he is not showing up on here, which makes absolutely no sense, last but not least, we have... Gosh damn, IMDb, really?
We know his name. It's
You really
Timothy Chalamet
Yeah, that's what it is, thank you.
as Laurie.
Who played Laurie? Yes.
Yeah. I really liked his performance.
I did too.
Yeah, his character, on the other hand, was just like, couldn't get a good read on, but I think that's just a testament to his acting ability. Because he wasn't likable, and he wasn't someone I hated.
Yeah, I was in between for the most of the movie with his character.
Yeah, and I think that's just...
Could never
that's
truly
perfect.
lean to one side.
Yeah, and that's...
Yeah, absolutely.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, because from what Brielle said, you don't want Laurie to be too douchey, and you don't want him to be too sweet either. And I think he's just that perfect middle ground of douchey and sweet.
So Timothy nailed it then.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, like, I think the only issues with his performance I had was when he was getting, like, loud. I think Timothy seems like the type of person that is usually quite reserved and quiet. So seeing him get
definitely.
loud and rambunctious like he was when he joined their club was very just like, it was weird.
It was kind of a little too much in a way.
It was a tad over the top.
It's like, okay, buddy, you're way up here. I need you to come down here just a little bit.
Yeah, you're like at a 12. We need you to sit around like a 6. So, I mean, he was good. I think he's a little bit above Beth, though. I wouldn't put him much higher. So, I think either on the same level as Meg, or maybe even possibly a little lower.
So we put Meg at an 88, right?
89.
Oh, 89. What'd you say to an 88?
I wouldn't say no.
Then let's go for an 88 then.
All right. So that brings our acting score to an 89.4.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. All right, next up we got character development, which I think we're going to do Joe.
Yeah, that seems the most noticeable.
Okay. She's a little difficult too.
She really is, because I don't know, like towards the end you're thinking, okay, well then do you want love or do you not want love? Do you want, I don't know, just I was a little confused towards the ending with where she was going as a character.
Yeah. So the way that I'm assuming it ends is that she, like, because how you read the synopsis. She ends it with not getting married to the professor guy.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. It's just she wrote in the book
yeah.
that she does actually.
Yeah. So I'm assuming she didn't in real life. And that is very conflicting with what she said about wanting love. I mean, unless it's like she realizes that she can get love by teaching and being with her family and everything. I mean, which isn't a super far stretch.
No, it's not, but I just kind of wish that her character arc was more... What's the word?
Like prominent?
More easy to... Yeah, prominent. There we go. Thank you. It's kind of a character that you kind of like have to think a lot about after the movie has finished.
Yeah, it definitely is. It didn't leave a lot to... I don't know. It's just kind of like she was going after like some sort of equality. It actually, with her, it felt very consistent. Like how the Mr. Dashwood was saying it's with the story and her saying like, oh, like this just kind of gets into the argument that they were having about the ending, where he's saying like people don't want consistent, they want romance and love. Yeah. And she's just like, well, that's not how real life is. And he's just like, well, make it how real life is. So it's kind of that situation. It's you kind of do want Mr. Dashwood's ending. Like when all's said and done, that's what you ultimately want. Like you want her to be true. Like, yes, like you can have equality and like power to women and all this, and still like enjoy love, and it's and then it ends up with her side where it's consistent, and he's like, consistent doesn't sell. So it's kind of that consistent doesn't sell. And I feel like a freaking misogynist saying that.
Yeah, right.
Like I was thinking about that a lot today. I'm just like, gosh damn it, was Mr. Dashwood right? Oh, so it's not a very decent arc.
It's really not. Yeah, I honestly don't know where I'm sitting.
Just because... Okay, so obviously her arc sucked.
Yeah.
I think we can agree on that.
Yeah, we can.
If we want to talk... Like, if we get into the other sisters, they had some sort of arcs.
That's
like,
true.
I think Meg had one where she was very... thinking that she was going to marry rich and fancy, and didn't, and learned to accept.
But then yes, I did like that a lot.
Yeah, even though there was like that moment where she should have felt like shit.
Yeah, right.
And then same with Amy, she had a pretty decent, where she was wanting the same thing, wanting to marry rich, but also fall in love and everything. And she ended up doing that. She ended up falling in love with Lori, or staying in love with Lori and giving up what she was working towards, like marrying rich and being able to take care of her family indefinitely, versus whatever situation Lori's in. So I think I can give some forgiveness points because those two sisters' arcs were really good.
Okay.
And like I said, Joe's arc wasn't super great. So if I combine all those, I'm in the mid 80s. So maybe like 85.
I can give you an 85.
Cool.
Absolutely.
All right, next up we got effects, which I don't think there were any.
I want to point out something though with editing really quickly at the beginning, and maybe it was just me. But when they do like the title, and they show like the cover of the book Little Women, is it just me or that was like so abrupt?
It was very abrupt, yes.
Okay. I'm not the only one. And another one is like, I guess it made sense, but the part at the beginning when Joe is like running through the streets?
Yes.
Like it's kind of slow, so I think it's going normal speed and then it slows down.
For no reason.
For a couple... Yeah, and then it just speeds back up. Thank you. Okay, I'm not the only one.
Yeah, that slow-mo didn't emphasize anything. It was just a slow-mo shot to have a slow-mo shot.
It really was.
Yeah. So, I mean, I am perfectly okay docking for that shit.
Okay.
Other effects, though, I
can't think of any.
I mean,
really.
there was probably Beth with her red face. Like that could have been
that's true.
an effect, which I couldn't even.
That looked really good.
Did it? It didn't look that good on my TV.
I thought it did. It looked. Oh man, I was watching. Well, I mean, okay. Do you have a 1080p or a 4K TV?
1080.
Okay, because I have a 4K and it looked really good on mine.
Huh? She looked red, but she always looked red.
I disagree. I don't know, she looks sick to me.
I mean, she got to that point. It was just, I don't know. It was just she didn't look like truly sick to me until she was like dying.
Sounds effed up.
Yeah, I know, but it's true.
Oh.
So I'm like,
Okay.
Maybe the same zone, maybe like mid to low 80s.
About an 84.
I can do an 84.
Perfect.
All right, next up we got music, which was pretty good.
Yeah, right?
I mean,
This was
don't get me wrong, it was no like
amazing
Rocket
soundtrack.
Man, but
No, but yeah, because there's no like actual like singing.
yeah, it was just like that classical music, and it fit really well to like match the tone and everything with the movie. That actually might be fairly high for me.
Dude, same.
Like, where are you at?
Like, dude, I'd honestly give it like an 8 or a 9.
I'm not quite up at 9, but I could well, gosh damn you. I'll give it a 9.
Woo! Hell yeah.
All right, next up we got costumes.
Fan-freaking-tastic.
Hell yes. The only one I think I had an issue with was Joe.
I disagree. I thought hers were fantastic.
I know, but it was more... I don't know. It was weird that she was wearing like a skirt and pants. It's just kind of like, go one or the other. So, I mean...
Yeah, but you gotta remember, it kind of made sense a little bit, because and this kind of like goes off what they say towards the beginning of the movie when Joe's just like, "Oh, I wish I could go fight along with Father," and I think Amy's the one that says, "Well, Joe, we can't lose our only brother." So it kind of like maybe points out that she's kind of like she really is the tomboy of the four sisters. So maybe she doesn't like her legs. She doesn't like the breeze on her legs, so she likes to wear pants and a skirt.
Okay, I can give you that. So where are you at?
I mean, dude, I'm honestly at a 10, but 9?
I mean, honestly, like I was about like an 8 or 9. I was like, between 8 and 9. I was leaning more towards a 9 initially.
Okay.
Even counting like the thing I didn't like, I could probably honestly go to a 10.
Can we please do a 10?
All right, let's do a 10.
Woo! I'm like killing it this episode with talking you up. I love it.
All right, lastly, our own personal grades for this.
All right, do you want to go first?
Sure. So, not knowing anything about this movie or the story beforehand, I felt it flowed very well. I think there was only like one slow spot that I felt throughout this. The performances by all of the actresses and actors were fantastic. Even the ones that we didn't talk about. The only thing that this movie I feel was lacking in was character development for the main character, because like we discussed, she's consistent. She's consistently on the equality, like women need these rights and opportunities as well as men do, and she keeps that stance for the entirety of the movie. But other than that, everything else was really great. I can definitely see why this got an Oscar nomination in multiple. Was it just?
Didn't it win for best costume design?
I believe it did.
I sure hope it did. If it didn't, I'm gonna be furious.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, not off the top of my head, but yeah, definitely one of the better movies of this kind of style. Because I feel like we get, like, and I know some people love it. It's just something that's hard for me to follow. Pride and Prejudice is kind of the same vibe, story-wise, that I get off of this.
That's fair.
And that's a very hard story for me to follow because I get bored really easily, and that's kind of slow. So
I mean, I was never bored during this movie.
yeah, I wasn't
Not one
either.
bit.
It keeps you engaged and just having a really good time. So for me, I'm probably sitting at like a solid 90. So for my own personal grade.
Okay. All right. For me, also it did win for best costume design at the Oscars.
Nice.
So that's awesome. So for me, like also with Caleb, this was my first introduction to Little Women. I've never seen the original or read the book. But fantastic story, fantastic characters. The four main leads for the four March sisters were absolutely incredible. Just everything about this movie. I loved this movie. Like, this is honestly probably the best blind buy I've ever done. So I'm honestly at a 95.
95. Goodness.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Well, averaging those two scores out, I think our personal grade is going to be a 92.5.
Not too shabby.
Not too shabby at all. And that concludes our breakdown, and our final grade for 2019's Little Women is...
Looks, that sounds so bad.
Yeah, that sounded real bad. Is an A...
It probably sounds even more weird. Oh, sorry.
No, what were you saying?
No, I was going to say, considering I'm not wearing pants, I'm wearing shorts, it probably even sounds weirder.
Gross.
Tapping against my bare skin.
Anyway, so our final grade for...
Flubber and all.
Oh, gosh. Just let me say the
Sorry.
score. So the final grade for Little Women is an A-.
Woo!
Yeah, a
Hell yeah.
damn good score for this. It is sitting at a 90.6%.
So it just barely made it into the ace.
Yeah. So going back, it is a couple points higher than 1917.
I can actually agree with that.
Yeah, so these are all of our A- movies that I'm going to be listing off. So like I said, this one's Little Women's 90.6. 1917 is a 90.3. It is
Not bad.
2 points lower than A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood.
Sorry, I can't disagree with the Albro score.
Yeah, so A
Nope.
Beautiful Day is sitting
keep
at a
moving on.
92.3%.
Not going to say anything.
I mean, ultimately, it's the same score.
All right, fine, true.
It's just
I love
percentage.
both
So
those
it's seriously
movies,
just
but-
like 1 or 2% high, like a 1 or 2% difference.
All right. I mean, I love both those movies, but I like Little Women a little more.
Yeah, which actually reflects, I think, in. Oh no, it doesn't. Never mind. I was gonna say it reflects in the personal grade, but it does not.
Oh. Damn it.
It is 2% lower than Joker.
Okay.
It is 3 points lower than The Room.
I gotta watch The Room again.
Yeah, it's
I really do.
a little. It's 0.4% higher than Us.
Okay.
It is 1% lower than How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World.
Oh. All right.
It is It's actually almost 2% lower than Logan.
I can respect that.
It is 3% lower than War of the Planet of the Apes.
I can respect that too.
And that's all of our A- movies.
All right. Works pretty well then.
Yeah. So, if you can't tell, we highly recommend this movie.
Yes. Please go watch it, even though we just spoiled the whole thing.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like, if we get down to it, any movie that we break down, we're going to recommend. Even the bad ones.
True.
Or the lower graded ones. Because, I mean, I feel like there's some that got, like, a really low score that are worth going back to see. Like, I think you can agree.
There's always enjoyment to be seen. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is really quickly. Shout out to Pancake for the Table. So I was telling Caleb the other day I rented Cats because considering the people next to us, when me and Caleb saw it at the movie theater, they literally ruined the whole experience for us. So I wanted to actually, be able to watch the whole damn movie. And I liked it so much better a second time. I noticed so many things that I did not notice the first time. Like, I had no idea how much Mongo, Jerry, and Rumpelteazer are in the movie throughout. Like, I only thought they were in a couple scenes. No, they're, like, in the background the whole damn movie. And I love it. But, yeah, so, yeah. You gotta watch it again, Caleb. And Brielle's gotta see it.
Yeah. Well, send me the code if you buy it.
You cheap bastard.
Hey, I'm not... Just because you want to spend your money on it doesn't mean I have to.
What if I only was able to get a version with just the Blu-ray and DVD, didn't have the code? Would you be willing just to borrow the DVD and watch it?
No.
You're a wuss, or you're a pussy, I don't know.
Whatever, screw you. Anyway. So, if you like this episode and want to hear more of our stuff, we are on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, RadioPublic, Radio.com, Spotify, and more. If you can't find us somewhere, just go somewhere else. Yeah. You can also...
You're so blunt about
right?
that.
You can also catch all of our episodes on YouTube, as well as some bonus videos that we will make eventually.
Think about doing a Steelbook-based video. What do you think?
That'd be cool.
Yeah. I'll think of something.
Yeah. You can also follow us on social media. If you have an episode idea, want to answer our question of the week, if you want to join us even, we would love to have anyone on, and you can follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/The Allbros. Twitter and Instagram, our handle is @The Allbros. But yeah, DM us with all those ideas and guest requests. You can email us too at theallbroschannel@gmail.com. Go check out our website, tinyurl.com/The Allbros, and has links to our merch shop, which is on TeePublic. And you can find that at tpublic.com/user/The Allbros channel. Now selling masks. So if you want yourself an Allbros mask, go pick that up.
Fight COVID-19 in style.
Yeah. So I'm not quite sure what we're going to do next week yet, because it's early in the week and haven't had time to prep for that. So be sure to follow us on social media to figure all that stuff out. And until then, this has been the Allbros Podcast. I'm Caleb.
And I'm Jonathan.
And we'll catch you guys next time. Deuces.
So long.
Nice.
Better? Thank you.